Jai Shri Gurudev. Good morning, childrens. Welcome back to online classes. I hope you are all very safe and happy with your parents by staying in home. So, in your previous classes, we are discussing about the concept related to the nutrition in plants. So, in that classes, we have discussed the meaning of nutrients and their importance. For example, they are very helpful to build the body, to grow, to repair the damaged parts of their bodies, and to provide the energy. And also we have also discussed the concepts of modes of nutrition. It may be autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition, and the very important one, it is the photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is the process by which the plants prepare their own food by using the sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and also chlorophyll. And again, the important equation of photosynthesis also were discussed. And during photosynthesis, the oxygen is related into the environment. So by using this oxygen only, all the living organisms inhale the oxygen and lives on the earth. And also we have discussed the synthesis of proteins. So that means some bacteria which converts nitrogen from the air into the useful nitrogen in the soil, and this is used by the farmers. And also we have discussed the modes of nutrition in plants. One, it is a parasitic mode of nutrition. That means the plants which do not have chlorophyll and cannot prepare the food are called parasitic plants. Example, cascata. And also we have discussed the concept of insectivorous plants. Best example, it is the pitcher plant. Even we discussed how the nitrogen is obtained by this plant by trapping the insects. And saprotrophs, so that means we have discussed that saprotrophs are also plants which do not have chlorophyll, and they also cannot able to prepare their own food. They get their food from the dead and decaying organic matter, for example mushroom, bread mold, and so on. And also the very important we discussed, it is the symbiotic relationship. Example, it is the lichens. So in this process, how one plant will be helpful for the another plant. So that means the fungus provide the shelter, water, minerals to the alga. The alga provides food to the fungus, which is prepared by the photosynthesis. And also the very one important we discussed, it is the nutrients. So that means how the nutrients are replenished in the soil. So this is just the plants absorb nutrients from the soil, and the nutrients in the soil decreases. This can be obtained just by adding the manures and also fertilizers, and also some nitrogen fixing bacteria. Example, it is the rhizobium. So we discussed how the rhizobium fixes nitrogen in the soil. So the very next important activity we need to discuss now, it is the sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. So as we know that the photosynthesis process will takes place only in the presence of sunlight. So now we need to show how the sunlight is very necessary for photosynthesis. So for you here one activity is there. So for this the material required are two potted plants and also one test tube, spirit, and the beaker containing water. So these are the equipments which are very essential to carry up the activities sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. So keep in mind, two potted plants, test tube, beaker containing water, a spirit is essential. So how the activity can be done? For this, take the two potted plants of the same kind. So whatever the potted plants you will take, that should be of the same size, and keep one of the potted plant among the two potted plants in the sunlight, and the another in a dark room for 2 to 3 days. So keep in mind, take the two potted plants of the same kind. So one of them keep in the presence of sunlight, another one must be kept under a dark room for 2 to 3 days. Then take a leaf from both the plants. So from each of the plant take one leaf, just it is for testing of starch. So now after taking the leaves, so place the leaves in a test tube. So you should take two different test tubes. So whatever the leaves you have collected from the two potted plants, keep two leaves in separate test tubes, one each other, and add some spirit into each of the test tube. Again, the test tube must be placed inside the beaker containing water. Now start to boil the water. So the water should be boiled till all the green color of the leaves must becomes out into the spirit. So after this, take the leaves and wash the leaves in water. Again, put the leaves on a dish, so that means washed leaves, and add some iodine solution to it. So now observe the activity. If the leaf of the plant kept in sunlight, that means whatever the potted plant you have placed in the sunlight, if that leaf turns blue black, so if the leaf turns blue black, it indicates that starch is present. That means this is the energy stored in terms of, so in case of plants. So if the leaf converts into blue black color, it indicates that starch is present. So that means food preparation is happen. That indicates that the process of photosynthesis is taken place. So it indicates that the sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. In case if the leaf of the plant kept in a dark room, so whatever the leaf we have kept in a dark room, it does not turn blue black. That indicates that the process of photosynthesis has not happened, hence the food production is also not happen. So this shows that the sunlight is very necessary for the photosynthesis. I hope you understood the concept of or the activity that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. So if you are having all these equipments, you can try in your home also. And after this, the next one activity, it is the to observe the fungus bread mold in a bread. So how to carry this activity? So in more number of times you may observe this type of activity in your home also in case of bread without knowing. So for this activity you must take a piece of bread and a magnifying glass you need. So by taking these two, how to carry out the activity? So now take a piece of bread and moist this bread with the help of water. Add some water to the bread. Again leave the bread in a warm place for 2 to 3 days till a fluffy patches appear on them. Say like this. Now observe the patches under a magnifying glass. So magnifying glass in the sense a glass which is used to increase the size of the object. So that means in this bread, if small patches are appear, we cannot see through our naked eyes. So if we use this magnifying glass, it helps us to see the smaller objects in the larger size. So or else microscope. Through this you can see the cotton like threads on the bread. So in bread you can see a small cotton like threads. So it indicates that the cotton like threads are the fungus bread mold. So this is how one can able to identify the growth of fungus on a bread mold. So now as we know, the bread mold is a saprotroph. So saprotroph in the sense it obtains the food by dead and decaying organisms. So I hope you understood this activity how to carry out. So this is also possible for you people to conduct in your home. Try if possible and observe the observations. Okay, I hope you understood all the two activities. So one, it is the sunlight is necessary for the photosynthesis, and another one, fungus bread mold in a bread. Try to watch the video and read the concept once again. Even after that, if you got any doubts, just make me a call or send your doubts through the WhatsApp, and try to answer the few questions which I am going to send through the WhatsApp without fail. So take care of your health, because the health is very very important. Thank you. Have a nice day. Jai Shri Gurudev.